This is summer in Japan. Let me be honest with you about Japanese summers. The heat is not a joke. Step outside in Tokyo or Osaka in July, and within 10 minutes, you are questioning every decision that led you to that moment. The humidity wraps around you like a warm, wet towel that nobody asked for. So when people ask me where to go in Japan during summer, my answer is always the same: get near the ocean. Shonan is where Tokyo comes to breathe. It is about an hour from the city by train, and the moment you step off at Enoshima Station and spot the Inuden, that little two-car tram that has been running along this coastline since 1902, you already feel the shift. The air is different here. Saltier, looser, like the city just let go of your shoulders. People walk slower. Nobody is checking their phone every 30 seconds. The whole place operates on a different frequency, and it takes about 15 minutes before you surrender to it completely. The Shonan coastline stretches for kilometers, and in summer, it transforms completely. The Umi no Ai appear. These are the beach houses, open-air bars, and restaurants that are built directly on the sand every season and dismantled when summer ends. They are temporary by design, which somehow makes them feel more alive. You sit under canvas sails and string lights with the Pacific rolling in front of you and wonder why you would ever go anywhere else. Each one has its own personality. Some are surf shacks, some are surprisingly stylish, some are basically beach clubs that would not look out of place in Bali or the south of France. And then comes the Kaizen barbecue, fresh seafood, beef, vegetables, all going onto a tabletop grill while an Asahi sweats in the heat beside you. The ocean is right there, not across the road, not 2 minutes away, right there, within sight, within earshot. Every wave a reminder that you made the right call leaving the city behind. There is something deeply satisfying about eating food cooked over a flame with sand between your toes and salt in the air. No restaurant in the world can replicate that particular combination. Shonan has a character that is hard to define. It is sporty and relaxed at the same time. Surfers, cyclists, families, couples, all sharing the same stretch of sand without any of the tension you feel in urban Japan. The marina sits at one end, lined with yachts and sailboats that catch the afternoon light in a way that feels almost cinematic. On clear days, you can see the mountains on the far shore. On the best days, you can see Fujisan rising above everything, watching over the whole coast like it has been doing for 1,000 years. If the city is where Japan works, Shonan is where Japan plays. And in summer, there is nowhere I would rather be. From Shonan, if you follow the coastline south and let the Shinkansen carry you past Odawara and around the curve of Sagami Bay, you arrive somewhere that feels entirely different. Atami, the name literally means hot sea, and once you see it, you understand why. The city tumbles down steep green hillsides toward a deep blue bay, the kind of blue that makes you stop mid-sentence and just look. Atami is Japan's original resort town. For decades, this was where Tokyo salarymen came to unwind. Ryokan perched on the hillsides, onsen fed by genuine geothermal springs, the ocean glittering below. It fell out of fashion for a while, but it has come back, and it has come back well. There is an energy here now that mixes the nostalgic and the new in a way that feels completely natural. The views from above the city are genuinely breathtaking. Green mountains on one side, open Pacific on the other, the harbor below dotted with boats. And when night comes, Atami does something Shonan cannot. It goes quiet and the moon rises over the water and the whole bay turns gold. That is not a photograph you planned. That is just Atami showing off. It fell out of fashion for a while, but it has come back. And it has come back well. There is an energy here now that mixes the nostalgic and the new in a way that feels completely natural. The streets are lined with small cafes, seafood restaurants, and galleries that have moved into old buildings and made them feel alive again. Now I know what you are thinking. Onsen in summer? When it is already 35 degrees outside? Trust me on this one. Hakone sits up in the mountains above the coast, and the moment you arrive, the temperature drops. The air smells like pine and river water, and everything slows down. This is where the onsen makes complete sense, not as a way to warm up, but as a way to completely disconnect. You lower yourself into water drawn straight from the earth, surrounded by maple trees and bamboo, and whatever was left of the city's stress simply dissolves. Hakone is proof that summer in Japan is not just about the heat. Sometimes it is about escaping it entirely. And then there is Fujisan, Japan's most iconic mountain, visible from half the country on a clear day, painted 10,000 times, photographed 10 million more. You have seen it from bullet trains, from temple steps, from the edge of Shonan Beach on a lucky morning. But there is only one way to truly understand it. You have to climb it. Summer is the only season the trails are open, running roughly from early July through early September. Most people start the climb at night from the Yoshida-guchi, the 5th station, aiming to reach the summit for Garaiko, the sunrise. And I will be honest with you, the climb is hard. The volcanic rock is loose underfoot, the air gets thin fast, and by the time you pass the 8th station, the temperature has dropped to something that no longer feels like summer at all. But then the sky begins to change color. First a deep purple, then layers of orange and red spreading across the horizon, the clouds below you turning pink, the lakes of Kawaguchiko and Yamanako catching the first light far below. And you understand immediately why people have been making this pilgrimage for over 1,000 years. At the summit, there is a torii gate standing against the blue, the kind of image that does not look real until you are standing in front of it. Legs aching, breath short, watching Japan wake up beneath you. There is a Japanese saying, "A wise man climbs Fujisan once, only a fool climbs it twice." I have climbed it twice. I regret nothing. And if your legs feel the same way after coming down, the lakes around the base, Kawaguchiko and Yamanako, have some excellent onsen waiting for you. There is no better way to end the climb than soaking in hot spring water with Fujisan reflected in the lake outside the window. Japan does summer food better than almost anywhere on Earth, and I have eaten my way through enough of it to have some strong opinions. So let me show you what I would put on the table. First up, Shirasu, tiny whitebait harvested fresh from Sagami Bay, served raw or lightly blanched, eaten the same day they were caught. You find them everywhere along the Shonan coast, from humble donburi bowls to, as it turns out, wood-fired pizza. Shonan's own twist on the classic. Summer is peak season for some of Japan's finest ingredients, and nowhere do you feel that more than at an omakase counter. The itame works through the season's best, delicate white fish, otoro that dissolves before you've even finished thinking about it, uni that in summer reaches its absolute peak, sweet and oceanic and completely unrepeatable. A cold pour of hanagaki junmai alongside, miso soup to close, and a creme brulee that has absolutely no business being this good. This is not a meal. This is an argument that Japan does summer better than anywhere on Earth, and it wins, every single time. Each piece arrives one at a time, placed directly in front of you, the rice still warm from the Itami's hands. There is no menu, no decisions to make. You simply sit, you watch, and you eat. The abalone simmered low and slow until it gives like butter. The ika so fresh it is almost translucent. The inego glazed and torched at the last second, filling the counter with smoke that smells like everything good about Japan. Here's something most people miss entirely. Walk into any major seafood market along the Japanese coast, and there are dozens of them. And you will find, tucked somewhere near the back or out on the dock, a BBQ grill station where you pick your ingredients straight from the market floor and cook them yourself on the spot. That is ebi sitting in the box, the awabi still in its shell, the sazai waiting to go on the fire. You choose, you pay, you cook. The whole operation is completely chaotic and completely perfect. There is nothing more satisfying than grilling a live lobster you selected yourself 20 minutes ago, watching the awabi bubble in its own shell, cracking open a sazai, and drinking the broth straight out. This is not fine dining. This is better. Now here is my personal favorite way to spend a summer evening in Japan. Find a good whiskey bar. And Japan has some of the best in the world. Step inside and let the air conditioning do what the ocean breeze was doing earlier. The contrast is immediate and deeply satisfying. Outside, 35 degrees and humid. Inside, cool, dim, quiet, and someone is about to pour you a Yamazaki. The Japanese take whiskey seriously in a way that rewards the curious. Pair it with Prosciutto sliced paper thin, a blini topped with caviar and cream, a board of well-chosen chizu, and you have an evening that feels like it belongs somewhere far more expensive than wherever you actually are. Summer in Japan is not just about what you do in the heat, it is also very much about how well you escape it. If you made it this far, hit subscribe and drop a comment below telling me where you want to explore in Japan this summer. I will go there and make the video.